Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juicy content. If this is your first time, I would say peruse through my content. You will definitely find one or two videos that resonates with you. However the case is, when you do find it, don't you forget to subscribe if you like my content and you're feeling my content and you're digging my content, all right? Great. On today's episode, I will be talking about how you could make love to a woman without necessarily taking her clothes off or touching her. Okay? Are you down with that? Let's get on to it. Be right back. Now, do you know that a long, passionate, mind-blowing kiss with someone that you truly love and you connect with can be one remarkable way that you can make love to them without having to perform that proper conjugal act? You know, honestly, there's just something unique and intimate about locking lips, you know, knowing that this person is yours and you're theirs without ever having to peel off clothes or remove a piece of clothing off their bodies. You know, just looking into each other's eyes, pulling at the collar of his shirt, holding onto each other, tugging hairs, biting lips, whispering into each other's ears, or being pushed against a wall or being pushed against a door. To me, the ability to make love through the art of kissing so passionately, like your life depends on it, is something that can keep a relationship feeling steaming hot and alive no matter how long you guys have been together. I hear people say that, oh, familiarity comes into play when you've been together and so that steam just dies out. Look, I know the cares of the world just takes our bonding time, but we must endeavor to make conscious efforts to keep the fire burning. Just as you've made conscious efforts into investing in your business, you should also make conscious efforts to invest in your emotional needs through your relationship. Do you get what I mean? Spend time together. So yes, it is true that you could connect deeply on an emotional level without having to peel clothes off your bodies, but through simple ways that we tend to overlook, just like sitting next to your partner, you know, watching the sun go down, or watching Netflix, you know, with your heads on your laps and you're just, you know, slightly caressing or absent-mindedly caressing their laps or their shoulders, but then again you're conscious of what you both are doing. It's in the conversations that you both are having before the light goes off. You know, it's in the stimulation of minds in ways that leaves you moist as a woman and him really turned on by your mental power. And you know, the funny thing is that these conversations may not really start off as sexual, but because you both are vibing on certain frequencies or on certain wavelengths, there is a pull or there is a tug on your heart. There is this synergy, there is this energy that you both are having, you both are sharing, all right? And this happens so much with people who are sapiosexual, especially if you're having deep conversations that are more or less intellectual. That's one way that you can make love without having to touch the person's skin. You're mind fucking these people. You're fucking with your brains. Not like fucking with your brains in terms of messing up with their minds, right? You're having conversations that are really healthy and, you know, really challenging and captivating. And you see, that's the problem with most relationships that we see these days. They're more centered towards the bedroom instead of what it ought to be, which is a relationship that is centered around building, you know, your mental capacity, building your financial capacity, building something that is way out of the bedroom. And that's why most relationships are really baseless, empty, with nothing substantial to, you know, talk about or to look forward to. Because what we do 90% of the time is, you know, touch, have sex, and boom, that's it. There is nothing captivating, there is nothing challenging, there is nothing motivating about, you know, being in that relationship. And in no time, that steam dies out. Lust just fades away. And what you're left is nothing but emptiness. So that's what I mean by making love without having to touch their bodies or without having to peel off clothes, you know, from your partner's bodies. Make love to their minds. What are you saying? What conversations are you making in your relationship? Are they edifying? You know, Are they motivating? Are they challenging? Are they making you a better person? Are you making them a better person by the things that you say? Look, I feel like we need to build relationship on a mental basis, not on a physical level. A physical level is great, but it is a lot more greater if the mental level and physical level are balanced somewhat. And I'm talking to people who are more sapiosexual, but this is more so for women because we're captivated by words and we're drawn to men who just don't have the right things to say, but there is this chemistry or this energy that you both are sharing. And that's why you see some women get wet literally when they're in talks with men that they like, and the man doesn't just even know that they're mind fucking their brains out before he's even allowed to get into the bedroom. Do you get what I mean? Now, I'm not sure how this works for people in this modern age that we live in, but it certainly was possible in days gone by where you could make love to a woman or you could make love to a man without having to peel off your clothes. Now, the term making love, I suppose, means different things to different people, but to me, it is the process that begins long before anything approaching sexual takes place between two people who share an attraction for each other. He makes love to me with his eyes, with his smile, with what he says, with private jokes, with lingering touch, and with the words in his most intimate voice, a voice that no other girl is privileged to hear. You know what I mean? So trust me, if the art of lovemaking is practiced as I have just described from the very beginning, the lack of sexual activities in the normal sense is no deterrent to a beautiful and fully sexual relationship, because your relationship is not built solely on sex. So yes, of course, making love is all about intimacy, yeah? And half the time it is often associated with sex, but body contact is not the only way to make love with someone that you truly love. I think the best form of intimacy is the one that is built on mental capacity. The best intimacy that one should give is one that is manifested through affectionate action. You can make love to your woman as a man outside the bedroom as long as you know the way to make love to her without even having to touch her. It's pretty simple. Tease her with your brain. You know why? Because smart is the new sexy. Not a lot of people are smart. So it's a lot sexier when you see someone who is really smart. Look guys, the time has far gone where you seduce a woman with just your looks and maybe your activities in the bedroom. Let your brain do the job and see how smitten she would become of your mental capacity or of your smartness. There is nothing much more frustrating than to endure a relationship with a guy or with a woman who brings nothing to the table, cannot hold up a meaningful conversation with you, cannot brainstorm on ideas, cannot work out business plans for the future, but yet they occupy your space with beauty. I mean, beauty fades, right? And it fades really fast. That cannot hold up a relationship for a long time. What else do you think would be strong enough to hold up a relationship for the number of years that you both are willing to be together? Conversations. What conversations are you having? How are you building each other? So educate yourself constantly. Be that woman who is bringing her own quota to the table and not just being okay with being a stay-at-home wife or a trophy. Same goes for the man. What else can you do apart from being a stud in the bedroom and a gym rat? Just looking good for the social, just looking good for the gram. All right? Now, another sure way that you can make love to a woman without having to touch her is by showing her your ambition. All right? I'm not saying showing her literally. All right? Look, let me tell you something about high-value women. That's the kind of woman that I'm talking about today. Look, most high-value women don't like a man who doesn't have a vision for the future. We see men as the head, a leader, a king, one who's got the propensity to lead the way with blueprints. All right, and we follow his lead. We give him assistance along the way as helpmate. That's how God created both genders to be. So as a man, you would lose respect fast with a woman when you do not have a laid out vision or plans for your life or for the future of your family. You lose your identity when you do not have a concrete plan for how to take your family to the promised land or to the land flowing with milk and honey. High value women are more likely to follow a man who hasn't even made it, but he's got laid out plans, visions that he intends to achieve, and he's hustling to get there with clean hands. He's a good man. He's one who is honest and loyal. Do you get what I mean? A wise woman will stick with you because it's a huge turn on. And that to us reeks of a dogged alpha male syndrome. Do you get me? So show her you have a big ambition as a husband material sign in you. So if she knows that you have a great passion, she's going to support you morally, physically, spiritually, mentally. And definitely you're going to be ensured of her love for you. And then take care of yourself. Take care of your appearance. It's so important if you want to make her wet and yearning for you. Alright? I think women are more visual than men. So take advantage of your health by staying fit, keeping fit, cleaning up. Even though physical appearance should not always come first, no woman will deny the fact that they prefer to look at the man who takes really good care of himself, who dress nicely. I mean, 2 things that people take on off you. Number 1, how you look. Number 2, what comes out of your mouth. So raise the value of your personality by taking care of your hygiene. If you don't care about yourself, how could you even dare to think that you could bet a woman? So look good, smell nice, speak well, take a confident stance, all right? Walk like a king or queen. That's all it takes to get anyone turned on for you. Look, an ugly man or an ugly woman who's got confidence is always going to be sexier than a beauty without confidence. Confidence is key. Confidence is everything. Confidence is going to open the doors for you. So dare to put it on even if you're not sure. And to make love to her without having to touch her body, I would advise you that you never appear desperate in front of her or in front of him. No matter how big your desire to want to make love to her is, never you appear desperate in front of her, because instead of welcoming you with her love, she will think that you're a pervert. And that's a bad one. So stop talking about sex or your sexcapades. It reeks of low class, really. And finally, pay attention to her. Because I mean, who wouldn't want to fall in love with someone who knows how to listen and listen real good? So seduce her mind first by letting her pour out all that she has inside to you. Alright? So that you can know her better. This is where I'm going to end. Until next time, if you do love my content and you're feeling it, do well to subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a video here, alright? Until next time, remember, I'm your lover. Mwah.